Shalom, people out there in YouTube land, people in Messiah. What's going on? Hey, I wanted to stop for a little bit today to talk about what's coming up and what's going on, man. It's springtime, getting ready for the spring feasts. Passover is coming up. I hope everybody's got your dates and everything and ready to go and enjoy the Feast of Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread and the Feast of First Fruits all in 1 week. And then we get to start counting the Omer to Shavuot, which is Pentecost. But main thing right now is getting ready for Passover. I hope you're doing the things to get you ready for Passover. I'm doing some things a little different this year. I won't say really any different, but just some things in preparation to the Passover from what I've kind of got put on my heart to do this time for the Passover, because when we come to the feast, we should be clean. So I'm going to do a little bit of a fast before Passover to get ready for that. Kind of go ahead and start getting some things out of the system and out of the heart that are in there to get ready for the Feast of Passover, because all 7 of the feasts are prophetic. If you're not doing these feasts, you won't understand it. If you're not studying the feasts and the Sabbaths, you probably won't understand what I'm talking about. But if you do, and you are, then you definitely understand what I'm talking about. These feasts are prophetic. They all point to the Messiah. It's kind of crazy that in that book for Yah's people, he has 7 annual feasts that we are to attend. They're appointed times. They're his appointed times, not our appointed times. Not some of these other things that people got going on that we shouldn't be doing. The Messiah says, knowing full well you make void the Torah of Elohim to hold fast to your traditions of men. And that's what some people do. But us who are in the truth and are truly worshiping in spirit and truth know exactly what Passover means and how much it means. As far as the dates and times and things, all I can tell you is how me and Ashley, my wife, have calculated. This is the first year that we have decided to try to go with the scriptures to the best of our ability, and the new moons and the things of that nature that are put in the sky, in the firmament, for times, seasons, and moedims, things of that nature. The way that we did it this year went back to the book of Enoch, to where it clearly defines the cycle of the moon. It starts as a sliver. The first sighting of the moon is a sliver. That's how we're taking it. And each day that passes after that, it gains a seventh part of light up until the 15th of the month, which is the full moon. So you see the sliver. 15 days after that, which is the middle of the month, that's your full moon. And then after it hits full, it diminishes 7 parts back to a sliver, then disappears, and then comes back as the sliver to mark the new moon or the new month. From my understanding, the new moon is the new month, because the new moon and the new month is pretty much the same thing. It's pretty much the same thing from the best of my understanding. Like I say, I'm not knocking anybody. That puts us, from our calculation, that Passover will be, for us, the 16th of April. That's where it'll start, and then the Feast of Unleavened Bread, and then, of course, the Feast of First Fruits after that, so we can start counting the Omer. That's how we've calculated it, and like I said, I'm not out to prove anybody wrong. I know, I've been in this thing long enough to know that different people have different ways of doing things, and I'm not knocking any of them, because I do believe that we're in the dispersion right now. So the thing about the feast days is, as long as you're truly trying your best to make the appointed time at the appointed time, I believe the Father looks on that and smiles. Like I said, I'm not out to prove anybody wrong. You know, that's just not my thing. I was just, you know, trying to do it the best of my ability through the scriptures without going to, you know, another man or another ministry or something like that to try to, you know, to just follow what they're doing. Which the kind of cool thing about it is the way that we ended up doing it actually falls in line. It actually falls in line with the guys that we kind of listen to. So that's good. That's a blessing. But again, if the timings are a little bit off or whatever, hey, I'm not knocking you. I pray that you're not knocking me. I don't think we should be fighting about these things. There's you know, there's just a lot of things I'm not going to fight about, because here's how I believe. Any man that's in the truth, that's actually keeping the commandments to the best of their ability, because we're all in this flesh, so we're all we can do is the best we can do in the Torah. If a man's keeping the commandments and teaching others to keep the commandments, I can listen to that man, regardless of whether we're on the same date on the Passover, and usually these things are only a couple days off or a week at the most. You know, I can listen to that guy. So, you know, just keep that in mind. You know, people who are really worshiping in spirit and truth, you can listen to those guys. They're doing the things that they're supposed to do. So their heart's right, and you know, they're doing it. They're doing things. There's all kind of things that we do different, that I've learned over the years that, you know, but the way I look at that is like I say with everything else, at the end of the day, we're all trying to get to the same place, and that is the kingdom. We can only hope that we're on the proper time. That's the best that we can do, is just use the scriptures, try to go with everything by the scriptures, and do it to the best of your ability. You know, it's just like I used the analogy before. If I give my son the command to go make your bed, you know, if he doesn't make it perfectly, I'm not so mad at him. It's the fact that he made his bed because I told him to make the bed, right? He kept the commandment. He did the best he could. I'm not, you know, it's not the military here. I'm not going to go back and flick a quarter on the bed to make sure it's all right, you know. But, hey, all praises to the Most High either way. I know when we start doing Passover, we're going to be giving praise and worship to the Most High and to the sacrifice that His Son made for our Torah transgressions, to pay our death penalty, which is the ultimate form of grace. One to give one's life to pay another man's death penalty is something else. So knowing that my Messiah did that for me, I'm going to do everything that I can to please Him and please the Father. But that's our Passover deal. We used the book of Enoch because it goes into great detail in the cycles of the sun, cycle of the moon, cycle of the stars. All that's in there. I think it's Enoch 10 and 11. I think 11's the moon cycles. I think 10's the sun, but don't hold me to that. Go look at it yourself. But that's a good way to read it. We got some understanding out of it, finally, because that's what we were looking for, because we're also supposed to be keeping the new moons. And that's something in the 4 or 5 years that me and Ashley's been into this that we haven't paid as much attention to, that now we're paying attention to, and now we understand why you're supposed to keep the new moon, because if you keep the new moon, then you know when the new month starts, so then you can, you know, plan according for everything else, for the feasts, the Moedims, the appointed times, and all those things. So I hope this is a blessing to you. Hopefully we'll all be doing it together, but if we're off a day or two, so be it, whatever. But that's just, I just thought I'd throw that out there because I was kind of excited that, you know, we've actually, as far as my house goes, have started watching the moon cycles and the sun and everything else to try to put Yah's calendar together. Basically, is what it is. I mean, that's what we do. The April 16th part that's where the Passover is going to be on the Gregorian calendar, but Yah's calendar, that is the 14th day of the month of Abib or the month of Nisan, whichever one you go with. But yeah, I hope it's a blessing to you. I know it's going to be a blessing to us. We'll have a few people over for that, and we're going to have a good time. We're going to eat our lamb and do all the things that we're commanded to do on that day, and then going into the Feast of Unleavened Bread and the Feast of First Fruits. It's a beautiful time. It's a beautiful time. It's spring. You know, everything's coming alive. Everything's getting color again. You can tell it's no longer the dead season, and it's just a feel-good time. It's just great. So all praises to the Most High. And I hope everybody has a great day and a great feast. I'm sure I'll be putting out another video before that, and we'll probably be logging the Passover this year on what we're doing with our family and our people. So, hey, as always, we love you out there. Have a great and blessed day, blessed week, blessed year, everything. Hallelujah, and we'll see you later.